over. The fight is just beginning. You have the opportunity to show the world what you are really made of.
I need you to look at that sickness that's going on in your life right now, whatever it is. I want you to say, I can beat it. I can beat it. I will beat it. I must. I got a family to live for. I ain't through yet. My life ain't over yet. There's some things in life you don't need no degree for. You don't need no money for it. You don't need no support for it. There's something in life you just gonna get through when you tell yourself, I'm gonna get through this.
Regardless of what happens to you in life, regardless of the adversity, regardless of the opposition, regardless of the trial and tribulation, nothing can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is you. No situation, no circumstance, no piece of adversity can define your life. Never let a circumstance define you.
And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. I don't care if you say we outnumbered. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat. We don't run. We gonna stand, we gonna live, we gonna die by what we stand for, and everybody gonna know what we represent and what we're part of.
I got staying power. I got staying power.
Be encouraged today that no matter what you walk through, no matter how broken your marriage is, no matter how many times you failed,
there is within you a spirit that is greater than whatever is going on around you.
If you would be willing to fight your way through this battle, fight your way through cancer, fight your way through that academic struggle, fight your way through divorce, fight your way through it. If you are willing to fight your way through that singing career, fight your way through boxing, fight your way through football, I'm telling you, at the end of the fight is going to come victory.
And as you crawl up and out of that dismal and wretched place, that rise above what you were, and as you take form of who you are supposed to be, you will see that in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken.
Finite. We're born, we die, we come, we go. But life is infinite. The game of life will continue with us or without us. We don't get to choose the nature of the game. Life is infinite. We don't even get to choose if we want to play in the game or not. Once you're born, you're in it. We get one choice. Do you want to play with a finite mindset, or do you want to play with an infinite mindset? To play with a finite mindset means waking up every day and say, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be better than everybody else. I'm going to accumulate more power, more responsibility, more money, whatever it is, whatever your metric is, I'm going to get more than anybody else. Me. And when you die, you take none of it with you. Or we can choose to live our lives with an infinite mindset, which means I'm going to leave this world, this school, in better shape than I found it. It means I'm going to devote my life to see that those around me rise. We've all had teachers, and some of you are those teachers, where 20 or 30 years from now, I can go to one of your students and say, you're a remarkable human being. You've accomplished so much in your life. How did you become the person you are today? And they will tell me your name. We all remember the teacher who believed in us. We all remember the teacher who had our backs. We all remember the teacher who saw something in us that nobody else saw. And that's what it means to live with an infinite mindset. It means we devote ourselves to that mindset for everyone in our lives. that other teachers will say that about us, other principals will say that about us, other students will say that about us, our friends will say that about us. I am who I am today because of you, and I will commit to live the same life that you taught me how to live. And you will literally live on beyond your own lifetime. When you're gone, others will carry your work for you. This is what it means to live an infinite life, and it is just a choice. I have 5 little rules that you can follow as you find your spark and bring your spark to life. The first is to go after the things that you want. Let me tell you a story. So a friend of mine and I, we went for a run in Central Park. The Roadrunners organization, on the weekends, they host races. And it's very common at the end of the race, they'll have a sponsor who will give away something, apples or bagels or something. And on this particular day, when we got to the end of the run, there were some free bagels. And they had picnic tables set up. And on one side was a group of volunteers. On the table were boxes of bagels. And on the other side was a long line of runners waiting to get their free bagel. So I said to my friend, let's get a bagel. And he looked at me and said, that line's too long. And I said, free bagel. And he said, I don't want to wait in line. And I was like, free bagel. And he says, nah, it's too long. And that's when I realized that there's 2 ways to see the world. Some people see the thing that they want, and some people see the thing that prevents them from getting the thing that they want. I could only see the bagels. He could only see the line. And so I walked up to the line. I leaned in between 2 people, put my hand in the box, and pulled out 2 bagels. And no one got mad at me. Because the rule is you can go after whatever you want. You just cannot deny anyone else to go after whatever they want. Now, I had to sacrifice choice. I didn't get to choose which bagel I got. I got whatever I pulled out, but I didn't have to wait in line. So the point is you don't have to wait in line. You don't have to do it the way everybody else has done it. You can do it your way. You can break the rules. You just can't get in the way of somebody else getting what they want. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, sometimes you're the problem. We've seen this happen all too recently with our new men of science and empirical studiers and these men of finance who are smarter than the rest of us until the thing collapsed. And they blamed everything else except themselves. And my point is take accountability for your actions. You can take all the credit in the world for the things that you do right, as long as you also take responsibility for the things you do wrong. It must be a balanced equation. You don't get it one way and not the other. You get to take credit when you also take accountability. That's lesson 2. Lesson 3, take care of each other. You want to be an elite warrior. It's not about how tough you are. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about how fast you are. If you want to be an elite warrior, you better get really, really good at helping the person to the left of you and helping the person to the right of you. Because that's how people advance in the world. The world is too dangerous and the world is too difficult for you to think that you can do these things alone. If you find your spark, I commend you. Now, who are you going to ask for help, and when are you going to accept help when it's offered? Learn that skill. Learn by practicing helping each other. It'll be the single most valuable thing you ever learn in your entire life. To accept help when it's offered and to ask for it when you know that you can't do it. The amazing thing is when you learn to ask for help, you'll discover that there are people all around you who've always wanted to help you. They just didn't think you needed it because you kept pretending that you had everything under control. And the minute you say, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm stuck, I'm scared, I don't think I can do this, you will find that lots of people who love you will rush in and take care of you. But that'll only happen if you learn to take care of them first. Lesson 4. Nelson Mandela is a particularly special case study in the leadership world because he is universally regarded as a great leader. And he was asked one day, how did you learn to be a great leader? And he responded that he would go with his father to tribal meetings. And he remembers 2 things when his father would meet with other elders. 1, they would always sit in a circle. And 2, his father was always the last to speak. You will be told your whole life that you need to learn to listen. I would say that you need to learn to be the last to speak. I see it in boardrooms every day of the week. Even people who consider themselves good leaders, who may actually be decent leaders, will walk into a room and say, here's the problem, here's what I think, but I'm interested in your opinion, let's go around the room. It's too late. The skill to hold your opinions to yourself until everyone has spoken does two things. One, it gives everybody else the feeling that they have been heard. It gives everyone else the ability to feel that they have contributed. And two, you get the benefit of hearing what everybody else has to think before you render your opinion. If you agree with somebody, don't nod yes. If you disagree with somebody, don't nod no. Simply sit there, take it all in, and the only thing you're allowed to do is ask questions so that you can understand what they mean and why they have the opinion that they have. You must understand from where they are speaking, why they have the opinion they have, not just what they are saying. And at the end, you will get your turn. It sounds easy, it's not. Practice being the last to speak. Number 5, remember this. As you gain fame, as you gain fortune, as you gain position and seniority, people will treat you better. They will hold doors open for you. They will get you a cup of tea and coffee without you even asking. They will call you sir and ma'am, and they will give you stuff. None of that stuff is meant for you. That stuff is meant for the position you hold. It is meant for the level that you have achieved of leader or success or whatever you want to call it. You can accept all the free stuff. You can accept all the perks. Absolutely, you can enjoy them. But just be grateful for them and know that they're not for you. I remember getting off the Acela. I took the Acela from New York to Washington, D.C. And I got off the train like everybody else. And I was walking down the platform like everyone else. And I walked past General Nordy Schwartz, who used to be the chief of staff of the United States Air Force, the head of the Air Force. And here I did see a guy in a suit schlepping his own suitcase down the platform just like me. And just a couple months ago, he was flying on private jets and he had an entourage and other people carried his luggage. But he no longer held the position. And so now he got to drag his own suitcase.
Real job of a leader is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in our charge. And I don't think people realize this, and I don't think people train for this. When we're junior, our only responsibility is to be good at our jobs. That's all we really have to do. And some people actually go get advanced educations so that they can be really good at their jobs. And you show up and you work hard, and the company will give us tons and tons of training how to do our jobs. They'll show us how to use the software. They'll send us away for a few days to get trained in whatever it is that we're doing for the company. And then they expect us to go be good at our jobs. And that's what we do. We work very hard. And if you're good at your job, they'll promote you. And at some point, you'll get promoted to a position where we're now responsible for the people who do the job we used to do, but nobody shows us how to do that. And that's why we get managers and not leaders. One of the great things that is lacking in most of our companies is that they are not teaching us how to lead. And leadership is a skill like any other. It is a practicable, learnable skill. And it is something that you work on. It's like a muscle. If you practice it all the days, you will get good at it and you will become a strong leader. If you stop practicing, you will become a weak leader. We all have the capacity to be a leader. Doesn't mean everybody should be a leader, and it doesn't mean everybody wants to be a leader. And the reason is because it comes at great personal sacrifice. When everything goes right, you have to give away all the credit. And when everything goes wrong, you have to take all the responsibility. It's things like staying late to show somebody what to do. It's things like when something does actually break, when something goes wrong, instead of yelling and screaming and taking over, you say, try again.
What's the millennial question?
Apparently, millennials as a generation, which is a group of people who were born approximately 1984 and after, are tough to manage. And they're accused of being entitled and narcissistic, self-interested, unfocused, lazy. And because they confound leadership so much, what's happening is leaders are asking the millennials, what do you want? And millennials are saying, We want to work in a place with purpose. We want to make an impact. We want free food and beanbags. Somebody articulates some sort of purpose. There's lots of free food and there's beanbags, and yet for some reason they're still not happy. There's a missing piece. I combine it into 4 pieces. Parenting. The other one is technology. The third is impatience, and the fourth is environment. Let's talk about parenting first. Too many millennials have grown up subject to what has been described as a failed parenting strategy. Too many of them were told as they were growing up that they were special, that they can have whatever they want just because they want it. They got medals for coming in last. They got participation medals. We know that it devalues the feeling that somebody who works hard and comes in first place, and it actually makes the person who comes in last embarrassed because they know they don't deserve it. So it actually makes them feel worse. It actually doesn't help. There are a lot of kids who got into honors classes, not because they deserved it, but because their parents complained. And they got A's not because they earned them, but because the teachers didn't want to deal with the parents. Then those kids graduate and they start a job. And in an instant, they find out that they're not special, that
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Afik and I am currently the Secretary General of MCS. Now, one of the most often asked questions I get is, why should I join MCS? Why should I join the Muslim Coaches Association of Singapore? Well, let me tell you a story. About 15 to 17 years ago, I joined the workforce. I was fresh out of university, finished my national service, and I had a degree in computer science. Right? And I was thinking to myself, hey, I want to work and do good. But I was also super clear on one thing, that I wanted to be the best possible version of myself. And so let's start working. So I got a job in a stock market trading software company. And that kickstarted my love for finance. More on that in a bit. And so after about 2 years of doing, tech support with this particular company, and my clients were like banks within the region, I'd fly to different countries, deploy that stock market trading software company, stock market software, and learn from all these people, all the different users and traders, and it was fun. And they taught me a lot about what investing was, what stock trading was, how the stock market worked. Okay, notice how these people were the ones who taught me a lot about finance. A bit more on that later. So after about 2 years of this, some of my relatives called me and said, hey, Afik, let's start a business. I'm like, okay, hey, why not? It's something new. I want to give it a try. Maybe I might like business. Who knows? And so we started a clothing company. Now, if you've known me for any period of time, you know that that was way back when. It was a little shop that we had in Haji Lane. We did like road shows, we did events like the Chinese New Year Bazaar, the Ramadan Bazaar, and so on. So we tried a lot of things. We had 2 years of that. And well, quite frankly, the rest of my partners and investors were not really involved. They were more sleeping partners and a bit more quiet. And I was left to run it, the whole business by myself. And that was a bit of a problem because being new, untested, I really had no experience, had no idea what I was doing. Even though I was hungry, that I was, reading business books, reading personal development books, going for some courses here and there, it still didn't cut it. So after 2 years of that, we decided, okay, let's close the company with some losses, typically, right? A lot of businesses fail within the first 3 years. Now, what next? I was thinking to myself, I need to learn something. I need to learn, say, maybe sales. I need to learn finance. I need to understand numbers for business. And so I decided, let's join a bank. And so I decided, okay, I like finance from my previous employment. I've tried business. Let's learn sales. Let's learn finance, So I decided to join a local bank. I lasted quite a while, not bad. I was actually doing pretty well for myself. We were swimming blindly. The bank just said, okay, here's your training. And they just basically trained us about products, how to push that product, push the flavor of the month. Did they teach us sales? Did they teach us finances, numbers? Not at all. because the bank just wanted us to sell products. So they trained us on products, right? No matter how hook by crook, just sell the product. A few years of that, I started to, not so happy with it, simply because I realized that when it came to personal finance, products are the last step, right? Products should be prescribed by a qualified professional, and that's where I am today. More on that in a bit. So after a few years of doing that, I decided, okay, enough. Let's do holistic.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Abang. Ah, dengar tak? Dengar tak? Saya macam kurang dengar. Sekejap Okey, boleh? Oh, dia tak clear, tak clear. Saya ingat ada connection tu. So, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much kepada yang sudah pun ada dekat sini hari ini. Today is Wednesday Wealth and we are going to talk about wealth bersama dengan abang. I'm hearing you, but macam dari jauh, macam very far like that. Yeah, maybe some connection ke something. Yeah, tak apa, can sort out, no worries. Okay, kepada semua, insyaAllah Abang Dan akan join us sebentar lagi. Okay, so apa khabar semua? Alright, Kak Asna, thank you very much for being here. Assalamualaikum, AA yang handsome coach dan yang awesome dan semua sahabat AB yang excellent, insyaAllah. Alright, today we are going to gantikan ilmu wang dunia akhirat pagi tadi kita buat pada malam. And today kita ada beberapa benda. Satu, cerita teladan hari ni, cerita yang abang nak cerita. Dan juga kita ada wealth, talking about wealth. Dan topik hari ni adalah build, B-U-I-L-D, build. Alright, so these dua benda kita akan kongsikan sebentar lagi juga. And also if you have any questions, you nak tanya mengenai coaching because we are actually bersama dengan Muslim Coaches Association of Singapore. InsyaAllah hari ini. Okey, cerita teladan 6 dan ilmu. Yes, ilmu buku hitam. Kejap lagi kita ada ilmu buku hitam. Kejap lagi kita nak share benda tu, insyaAllah. Then how are you everyone dekat luar sana? So how's things? InsyaAllah, I believe things are getting better now dekat Malaysia. Kalau kita dengar cerita best, dia dah kurang maksudnya dia dah kurang banyak dekat Malaysia ni. COVID dan Singapura nampaknya sedang berusaha untuk untuk bring it down insyaallah, tapi insyaallah lah mudah-mudahan things will be better. Alright, jadi so sebentar lagi kita masih tunggu lagi Abang Dan kita yang akan bersama dengan kita sekejap lagi, insyaAllah. Right, okay. Beliau tengah kat luar tu, tak apa, kita tengok dulu, nanti bila dia dah sampai kita boleh joinkan dia, insyaAllah. Alright, apa makan malam pada hari ni? You all dah makan ke? Abang Abu, hari ni kita makan ayam masak, dia macam something lah, some sambal tapi different bini saya masak hari ni. So kita dah makan tadi. Okay, kita tunggu lagi Abang Dan kita. Kepada yang dah ada kat sini, mungkin you juga boleh tanya soalan ke apa-apa if you want ask questions, alright? Okay, cerita malam ni ataupun cerita pagi yang selalu saya sampaikan, malam ni kita nak cerita dia, tajuk dia semut api. Semut api, apa cerita ni semut api ni, kita nak bincang sebentar lagi. Semut api, apa cerita dia cerita, dan hari ni cerita semut api tu apa yang dah ada kat sini. Alright, Abang Dan, can you hear me? No, same bang. Same just now. Exactly the same. Okay, tak apa. But still can hear, cuma macam dia jauh sikit. Okay, it's okay. Kita teruskan sebab we can hear you, cuma it's like macam a bit far. Macam tu je. Mungkin masih boleh dengar lah, tapi macam jauh sikit tu saja. Alright, so how are you bang? You look fresh today. I think you just wake up from sleep ke apa?
I wish. My meeting started pukul 9:30 pagi tadi sampai lah about maybe 20 minutes ago when you come back.
Okay. Okay, today myself pagi tadi ada kelas. That's why today tak ada pagi punya session. Saya ada kelas dekat Pahang, so habis tengah hari, and after that I have a small discussion and then I'm done. So that's why Roger bang, kita duit ni hari bang, insyaAllah. Alright, kepada kita ada Abang Faizul. Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Yang handsome dan matap, insyaAllah. Alright, sebelum today I thought of like sharing this thing story tau. Hari ni sebab saya tak cerita teladan. Alright, cerita teladan ni cerita hari ni cerita semut api. Semut api. Ant, the red ant kan. Dia kalau digigit dia memang sakit lah. Fire ant. Yes, semut api, fire ant. Fire ant ni dia memang kalau digigit dia memang teruk. So ceritanya macam ni. Ceritanya dia ada satu semut ni dengan satu dove tau. Burung satu burung dengan semut api ni. So ni dua ni, satu hari tu semut api ni dia jalan dekat tempat satu tempat tu. So dia nak pergi minum air lah dekat satu tempat tu. So bila dia nak minum air, dia tergelincir. Dia dah macam lemas dekat macam longkang tu sikit kan, macam sungai tu sikit. Dia dah lemas. Habis dove ni tengok daripada atas kan. Alamak, semut tu dia terjatuh lah. Jadi dia cepat-cepat turun. Dia terus pergi ambil satu daun kan. Dia letak dekat air tu. Jadi bila daun tu pergi, semut api tu dia tengok daun, dia turun naik kat atas. Sampai dia naik atas, dia pun terselamat sampailah tepi. So sampai tepi dia pun turun. Okay, dove ni dah naik atas lah kan. So besoknya apa berlaku? Dove ni tengah duduk lepak kan dekat dia punya tempat dia lah, dekat sarang tu. Alih-alih ada satu orang, dia pemburu burung tau. Maksudnya dia ni memang nak lestik burung kan. Jadi dia dah nampak sarang ni kan. Jadi dia pun nak pergi lestik tau. Dia nak lestik tapi semut api ni dia nampak tau. Dia lepas tu dia tak perasan yang sebenarnya Dove ni tengah relax, tengah tidur. Dia tak tahu yang ada orang nak lestik dia. Jadi cepat-cepat semua api ni pergi. Dia pergi gigit dia punya kaki. Jadi lestik dia terlepas. Jadi terlepas. Lepas tu dia bising lah, dia jerit. Lepas tu Dove tu dengar, dia pun terbang. Itulah kisah dia. So apa kisah dia? Apa pelajaran yang kita dapat daripada sini? Walaupun benda tu kecil sikit, orang tu mungkin kita tak kenal dan siapa, kita tolong. Bila seseorang tu dalam kesusahan, kita tolong diorang. InsyaAllah bila kita tolong, akan datang bantuan bila kita dalam satu kesusahan. Itu jadi sentiasa like, nampak je orang susah, nampak je orang perlukan kita punya support, kita punya whatever, kita bantu diorang. Sebab satu hari mungkin mereka yang kita tak kenal ni, mereka yang kita tak tahu siapa ni akan bantu kita. Itu cerita hari ni bang. Cerita. Yes, dia tak mengharapkan balasan.
Kalau kita bantu mengharapkan balas memang susah nak dapat. Because orang yang kita bantu kadang-kadang lupa. Kadang-kadang lupa pasal dia
betul.
Jadi so don't worry. This is a very good teladan. Very good.
Right. Okay, itulah yang kita nak cerita. Amin Osid tu saya dah bagi link, nak masuk boleh di dalam. Kita nak lepak boleh juga. InsyaAllah. Okay, so that is basically itulah Kak Asna cakap apa Kak Asna cakap sentiasa berbuat baik. Sentiasa berbuat baik tanpa kira siapa. Very good. Ni Latif. Assalamualaikum AA yang handsome dan Abang Dan. Alright. So ini antara adik-beradik yang datang hari ni untuk bersama-sama memeriahkan sesi kita pada hari ni. Alright. Dan topik hari ni Abang Dan I was thinking like it's about wealth. And hari ni sebab dalam keadaan macam sekarang ni kan, ramai orang macam they feel dah habis lah, tak boleh buat lah kan. So I thought of like maybe bring a topic called lah macam how to build your wealth. Build, BUILD is the benda yang I nak share. Tapi macam mana kita boleh build building the wealth kan, macam mana kita nak build the wealth. So that is the topic yang mungkin kita nak berbincang, and abang pun boleh just like join sebab saya tak ada specifically buat itu, but I thought maybe this is something that I want to share because pagi tadi when I have this class kan, banyak soalan yang datang sebab most of them are actually like working as in the government sector, government servants. So they find that how macam mana like we are here, how to like kita duit pun tak cukup, gaji tak ada, like so how to build wealth, like macam that the questions lah yang they throw. So I thought maybe okay, I answer that in that seminar, in that workshop. And I thought today I want to like share lah dengan all of us. Then kita sama-sama, like Abang Dan, we can actually like go through this thing called acronym BUILD, build. Yeah, build. That's the acronym. So I want to like just go.
How to build the wealth based on the knowledge that we know, where both of us can
Yeah.
share, so that all of you don't make excuses. Because the pandemic,
Right.
a lot of people who actually make a lot and tons of money during the pandemic.
Exactly. So that's where today I want to like just share with this. So before we start to build the wealth, I think the first word is B. The B, the B word. What is the B word? The B is okay. Let me just like tulis kat sini kalau boleh tulis kan. Okay. The first is B. B stands for began to track. So this is one of the first benda yang I believe untuk kita mula, iaitu B stands for begin to track. Because when you look at why people fail, why people fail, not because they don't have enough earning. They have good earning. They earn very good and everything. But why the reason people always fail in finance or in wealth ni, because they fail to track. Maksudnya dapat gaji dia tak tahu mana dia pergi, dia tak tulis, dia tak rekod, apa semua ni tak ada. So for me, I believe whatever, how far you want to like grow, you have to start with tracking your money. Selagi you tak track your money, you will always ended up by mana pergi gaji aku ni? Mana pergi gaji aku? Aku tak gaji, mana pergi gaji aku? That's always that the problem. What your thoughts bang on this?
Oh, very very simple. So I always go down to what my income and what's my output. I always it's a habit from the beginning. So I know I do not spend more than what I earn. So right from the day I start working, I know that if I have to pay for mortgage this much, I have to pay this much, I have to pay for bills this much, and this is how much I earn. There is some part of the expenses like luxury I have to reduce if it's overshot. So why when you do a business you don't do that? You know, so you start spending things without tracking your cash flow. I know some people think that they like to buy. For example, when they jual nasi lemak, today you can't harga 1 kilo 20 kilogram. Tomorrow you can't harga 40 kilogram. They don't track for this thing. So they just buy the same, they give the same amount of fish to the person, like as per normal. So you're making losing money every single packet that they sell. So don't track all these things, and so their business is always simple. They don't track all the cost, they don't track the movement of the money. Plus, every time there is somebody deliver something, you always say, take from the cashier. So this is a big mistake when they don't track the cash flow. So they thought that they don't make money, but they actually pay about 5 to 6 bills already. So this you must have a system. What I can say is correct. Begin to track the movement of your cash flow.
Very important. Okay, that's what Abandan was mentioning. It's like very important. For the first one is about always like track, because one of the kajian, one of the research recently, they find out that those people who write down, they write down the expenses. They write down the expenses, whatever, like semua ni. When they write down, they bring down their stress level 30% lower. That means their stress level lower by 30% because just of writing it down, noting, record all the expenses, record all about the finance. So financial is, kalau kita record, that means you can reduce. That is why you need to like write down, so that one of the key thing you can track. Kalau you tak write down, you can track. Betul tak? Betul bang. So I think that that's the first one. Second, when I say how you can actually build your wealth during this kind of like period also, it is not just having a plan, because I think so many people now having plans, right? They are having their plans. However, they don't understand their plan. Okay, diorang ni macam tak understand their plan. What exactly their plan? Just having a plan is not enough, but you must understand and act upon your plan. What is the action plan for your plan? No, like itself. So I believe a lot of people they have plans. Sometimes their plan is just on their head. Dia tanya ada plan? Ada bang. Mana? Ada dalam otak bang. Saya dah tahu bang. Saya dah ada semua. That is basically what I do. And I see this kind of like people lah. Dia macam tak bergerak sebab their plan never written down. So first you have to like write down your plan and so that you understand the plan. What do you think bang about on this bang?
I put it this way,
Uh-huh.
sometimes business planning, once you put it down, you tak semak balik, you don't do research, you look at it one more time, you actually see the flow, see how it works, whether it works. It's a weak plan. It's a weak business plan. So in order for you to have a strong business plan, the first thing after you write down your plan, you actually go through the plan. Not replan.
Right.
Replan tu macam buat all over again. No. Go through the
Betul.
plan. Then after, for example, in step number 5, what if the people don't do this? What if the masuk? What if the stock doesn't masuk? So you create a stronger plan. So when you understand this, you build a stronger plan.
Right. Yeah, I think totally agree kan. Sebab just you like knowing your plan or understand plans so important and a part of the key untuk mencapai that success. Alright, okay, that's number 2, right? Dalam build your wealth. Nanti kita akan ada soal jawab and you can actually ask question pada Abang Dan dan saya sendiri kat sini insyaAllah. Alright, the third one is I. Okay, in order to create that wealth, this is a must. It's not just saving, but you have to increase your saving. So if you really want to like achieve, find wealth, you can like be saving, normal saving. You need to increase your saving. You have to find ways how I can cut some of the expenses so that I can put that balance or extra into savings. Like so that you need to learn how to increase your saving, because with more saving you can actually do more investments. So it's all start from how I can actually increase my saving, right? How can I increase maybe 10% this month? Apa yang aku boleh buat 10% aku nak increase bulan ni? So what do you think about saving in terms of building your wealth bang? Oh, Abang Dan dah hilang sekejap. Alright, okay, Abang Dan datang balik dengan apa ni? Yes, dengan apa? Handphone.
Yeah, is it better right now?
Very clear and very nice.
Okay,
Very
handphone
clear,
jugalah
very
yang kita
nice.
selamat. Okay, so
Betul.
yes, I agree. Did you ask me about the increased saving, abang?
Yes, it's about like
Yeah.
the importance of saving. It's not just saving. How people can increase their saving, because a lot of people they have problem in that. Even saving tu dia ada problem. And then sekarang kita cakap increase the saving pula. Lagilah dia cakap apa benda lah diorang ni kan. Tapi that's the point kan. Because I believe that like you need to like increase your saving in order to build your wealth. So that's why I asked abang, apa abang punya thought on this?
Okay. You see, in any situation during pandemic or economic crisis, the person that survive most are the people who already prepare yourself or your company 6 to 8 months punya cash flow. So saving is actually very, very important. So what you do, you try to minimize spending on unnecessary. That means don't create new program. You can actually upgrade upgrade your current program, but don't create new program, because when you create a new program or you introduce new item to your product or something, you intend to spend more money to actually implement this particular product. But if you have the current product, increase the volume, everything, you also increase your revenue, hence you can put some money into saving. So I suggest during pandemic right now or our current situation, try your very best to increase the saving, okay, and by doing what I just tell you right now.
Right, very, very interesting, like because I think and saving bang actually like can be done practically. Kan, a lot of people, it's like macam something, it's about practical thing, because a lot of people confuse when those so-called financial gurus, they all teach about, you must save 10% savings in your income. You must save 10% of your income. You must save 20% of your income. The problem with this is theory doesn't work. Because in reality, people earn 2,000, they spend 2,005. Then how can I go and get that 10%? That's always the problem when we teach about theory. So what I did, I do some practical stuff. I teach things macam mana kita boleh macam increase kita punya saving dengan buat benda-benda praktikal. Contohnya masukkan duit dalam tabung setiap hari. Kan kita tengok TV bayar, kita naik kereta bayar. Kalau kita ambil Grab, bayar orang Grab RM5, kita ambil RM5 masuk dalam tabung. Kita pergi belanja, kalau kita belanja lebih daripada apa yang kita dah set, kita kena bayar denda. Kan? Kalau kita so those
Program
kind of like
macam ni you must
practical
tell
thing.
people, you know. It is
Yeah.
called practical. You must actually tell people, you know, because some people
Exactly.
I know gaji dia orang 2,000, wife dia 2,000, 4,000. Lepas tu dia punya mortgage bang sampai, if I'm not mistaken lah, dengan CPF semua dia bayar pasal dia dengar agent cakap apa, boleh beli kondo sampai makan Maggi bang bulan-bulan.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that kind of budget very bad lah. Yeah, you're right. You should organize this kind of budget punya program bang. Yeah.
Simple ni benda kan. Ni kita ada apa ni, increase saving dengan plan menu terancang. Betul, ni salah satu benda kan. Kita nampak macam menu kan, makan ni macam something yang kalau kita tak plan, kadang-kadang satu hari $50 pun habis. Kan kita just bawa beli barang $50 habis. Tapi kalau kita plan $50 boleh masak untuk 5 hari. 5 hari kita boleh buat satu perancangan masak kan. Hari Isnin kita makan ni. Hari Selasa makan ni. Hari Rabu buat ni. Bila kita buat macam tu, sebenarnya satu minggu you boleh pakai $50, you dah settle lah. Wah, that's because bila last time when my own family kan, satu hari dia pergi pasar, kadang-kadang 2 hari sekali pergi pasar, $100, $200 pun tak cukup. Kan? Cakap apa benda ni kan? Sampai kita kena tengok sebenarnya apa yang kita buat adalah sebab kita pergi, kita beli semua dan kita macam tak ada perancangan. Tapi kita merancang satu minggu, okey. Hari Isnin kita buat ni, hari Selasa buat ni, hari Rabu buat ni, hari ni buat ni kan. Kita hanya perlu dalam $70 hingga $100 kita boleh settle sampai satu minggu. Satu minggu settle tu. Maksudnya satu minggu tak ada masalah dalam ni. Sebab I agree dengan apa yang Kak Asna tulis kat sini. Plan menu yang terancang, dapat jimat belanja. Salah satu langkah. Very good. Thank you very much Kak Asna.
But abang, very difficult bang. Kalau orang perempuan pergi, let me tell you, dia tengok sayur dia ambil, dia capai. Lepas tu dah RM200 tau. Dia capai RM200. Babe, you makan kat luar ke RM200? Kita 2 orang aja kan. Capai. So you plan. You must plan. Today nasi lemak kangkung. Dinner makan bubur. If you plan like that, I tell you, you save a lot of money.
Exactly. So lepas tu you akan boleh plan makanan seimbang. Maksudnya you dah tahu. Okay, 1 week ni kita ada intake kan, calorie intake. Semua kita dah boleh macam rancang, and it's going to be like very healthy as well very saving. And like it's a saving kind of like thing. Alright, that's number 3 lah dalam kita punya build ni. Alright, then what I believe also is this. The L stands for yes. Without this, you cannot grow your wealth. You learn to invest. Okay, when I say here, I'm not asking you to invest. I ask you to learn to invest. Okay, because some people by investing without any knowledge. You just pergi invest, entah apa dia invest, and you are not going to grow your wealth, but you are going to like kill yourself. Itu yang berlaku pada ramai orang, especially during this time bang. Ramai orang saya tengok macam dia tak ada satu persiapan, dia tak ada satu ilmu, dia tak tahu apa sebenarnya yang dia buat. Dia main entam je, dia letak. Entah apa-apa, orang cakap, oh Bitcoin boleh duit, dia masuk. Lepas tu dia tengok Bitcoin jatuh. Dia beli 80,000, jatuh 40,000. Kau, ambil kau. Kan, sebab some of them, they just don't understand about investing. They never learn. They just invest based on what they hear from people, kan. So I believe the rich people yang saya connect with, and these people, they really invest in the things that they know and they understand. They rarely do, never invest in things that they don't understand. Even orang cakap, oh this can give you this much of return, but they don't care. Right? They stick with their plan. They stick with what they know. They just like make money with what they know. So I believe investment is not just investing like macam tu, tapi you must have a plan, also learn how to invest. What do you think bang on that?
The CEOs, the big CEOs that I know, many of them has the wait and see. So there's 2 groups, right? But 80% of them have the wait and see kind of attitude towards investing because they're learning. Even though they're CEO tau, and I'm talking about they're earning 600, $800,000 a year. Yeah, these are big CEOs. I ask them, I interview them, I ask them why you do. I wait and see. Either I let the first mover go in because these are the people yang gairah, they will buy everything and then after that they fail or something like that, right? So I let them be the first mover, and then I come in just behind them because during this
Right,
process they are learning, they
right,
read a
right,
lot, they go and do
right,
their research. So
right,
this is why I always say learn more about all this investment, and at least learn how to. Don't mean you don't have to, but you just have
right.
to learn. At least you know how to invest.
Right. I think it's memang betul sekali kalau kita memang apa ni tak learn then habislah memang kita akan siaplah untuk menerima padah dia. Okey. Ni Suhaimi cakap not all women tu macam ada pergi pasar untuk exercise kan adalah that one kita pun tak tahu tapi biasanya lah biasa pergi exercise sambil kalau ada shopping kat situ dia pergi juga. Dah exercise dia terus ke sana untuk shopping dulu. Itu memang kita bukan salahkan, tu memang dah dilahirkan macam tu. Wanita memang macam tu. Wanita kita tak boleh nak stop dia 100% jangan pergi shopping. Dia boleh reduce tapi that's part of their thing lah. Mungkin lelaki kita faham tapi it's their thing. Alright, then Kak ni cakap okay. Ni pun good idea. Makan rumah dulu hingga kenyang sebelum keluar rumah minum shopping. Dia nak pergi shopping ni bagus. Makan full. Make sure that you are full, then you go for shopping. Sebab apa? Kalau kita pergi lapar, habis semua kita beli. Kan? Entah apa-apa kita order itu makan. Tapi bila kita dah full ni, mungkin kita boleh selamatkan diri kita daripada belanja yang tak betul. What do you think bang? Benda ni.
This is quite interesting tau bang, because why? When I was living in Germany and when I was living in UK, especially UK, my neighbours yang kita keluar jalan-jalan dengan dorang malam and they want to go night party. I ask them, kenapa you are rate high? Kata kalau minum kat rumah murah, 80 sen satu beer gitu, bila minum kat luar 10 pound. Jadi I fikir-fikir, by the time they're around there, they just have to dance. They don't have to buy the drink. Jadi they save a lot of money. Based on that particular knowledge that I know, I rasa betul juga makan kenyang-kenyang kat rumah, lepas tu kau keluar, kau jalan kau window shopping je pasal kau tak nak makan. Very good idea. Siapa
Betul.
suggest tu? I tell
Ni
you,
Kak Asna.
pandai betul Kak Asna. Pandai betul Kak
Kak
Asna.
Asna.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then kita ada lagi satu Kak Asna juga cakap okay, simpan dulu simpanan emergency dalam 6 bulan expenses dan mula invest ilmu untuk make money grow. Duit bekerja untuk kita, right? Yeah, that's a very very correct strategy. Like you must have that saving before you go for investment. That's a very good strategy.
We are talking about ideal situation, abang kan? Ideal situation, right? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
That's the best lah. Like when you want to, and plus of course D stands for apa yang I rasa lah. Jadi keluar dalam kepala otak, develop or design your portfolio. Design your investment portfolio. Apa maksud ni? We need to keep growing. Keep growing kita punya portfolio of wealth. Macam mana tau? Macam we know about our net worth, berapa net worth saya, berapa saya punya investment dekat sini, berapa percentage yang pergi sini. So you must have a portfolio and you have to design accordingly. Sebab kalau kita nak capai certain wealth, you must know your vehicle. Kan awak kena tahu, let's say saya nak pergi KL, saya kena tahu saya nak naik apa supaya saya boleh sampai pada masa yang tertentu. Kalau saya nak pergi dalam masa 1 jam, then maybe bus is not my option. Kan maybe my flight is my option. So we need to understand the vehicle. Sebab bila kita ada duit ni pun, kalau kita tak faham mana nak letak, mungkin kita tak sampai tempat yang kita nak pergi. So you need to understand. Alright. So that's why I say develop and design your portfolio. Design. You kena tahu apa yang it will work for your situation with your money, with your time that you have, the duration that you want to keep. All this mainkan peranan. So this is another another element yang I believe will help people to build their wealth. What do you think, bang, on this?
My take is very simple. When we mentioned just now the word realistic, right? Realistic portfolio. So you must have the correct vehicle based on kemampuan kita. Yes, don't compare yourself to those people who's already very successful, who already have 7, 8 businesses and how they grow.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about now our situation. We have what
Right.
we have right now. So you must
Betul.
also understand that we have this particular spare cash, and this is what our portfolio is going to be. And also, if
Right.
our spare cash is 500 ringgit, please, or $500, be realistic, it won't be $5 million in a matter of 1 year, and then it's just like, oh, there's no more Concorde anymore. Sekarang it's a standard. It's either A350 airline, 737, so bus, train. It's a standard vehicle that we have. Choose the correct vehicle for your particular project, to reach your
Right.
destination. Yeah, that's what I'm trying
Right.
to say.
Betul, very good, bang. I think this is something that we were talking today. Like to give adik-adik some ideas. Like on building the wealth. It's about begin to track, understand your plan, increase the saving, learn to invest and develop your portfolio. Develop means to grow your portfolio. So that is something kita bincangkan. Okay, now sekarang kita open some question and answer regarding anything. So kita punya sesi ni BMW, business, money and wealth. You can ask any of those questions. Alright, ataupun BMW kalau dulu negatively orang cakap tau, BMW ni bring more women, dia cakap. Tapi aku cakap
Negatif tu,
apa
negatif tu.
saya cakap apa? Saya cakap dengan kawan saya, no lah, it's bring more wealth, babe. So something like that lah. Okay, ukur baju pada badan sendiri. Alright, any question? Ada tak soalan-soalan yang mungkin adik-adik abang Bu yang ada kat sini nak tanya kepada saya dan Abang Dan, about business ke, about money, about wealth, all kita open sebab kita ada masa sikit bersama dengan you all. Saya hari ni memang macam Abang Dan nampak fresh walaupun penuh jadual saya macam penat pula hari ni, kenapa aku tak tahu.
Yeah. I started so early, Abang, today. So I got one business meeting with one business development meeting. One is so that is non-stop from 9 o'clock. But I tell myself, at the end of the day, I create my own vehicle. I create what's my portfolio. So I when I say something, when we come on air like this, we preach what we say. We do not just say. No point. Then people don't respect me as a coach. Not at all.
Exactly.
When I say I'm doing this, I will do it. So I preach what I say. Exactly. Whatever you see, I'm the kind of person. What you see is what you get. That's why at 2 o'clock sometimes I'm working because I have to get some projects done.
Right. I think that's the commitment that the people who achieve certain thing, they have those kind of like commitment. Sometimes kita pelik tau, orang cakap dia nak berjaya cakap, alah abang tak ada masa lah, kita nak buat tu tak ada masa, nak datang kelas pun tak ada masa, tapi punya cakap itu ini semua, lepas tu dia tak buat. So I think move away from kind of like people lah, kalau dia cakap saja kan, and all those stuff. Okay bang, any question? Energy luar biasa. Betul lah babe, ni Abang Dan ni energy dia luar biasa kan?
So I want to congratulate Suhaimi for actually arriving a milestone punya follower. She actually Muslim Coaches Association, one of the highest follower all time. That means a milestone means every single time we do a show, they will be there. So not many people. So congratulations to Suhaimi. And not all the time you can get that.
Actually yang ada dekat sini semua macam tu bang. Yang ada kat
that's right.
Baik, kita ada siapa lagi yang dengan Suhaimi ni semua orang yang selalu datang ni. Bang Andy ni daripada Sabah ni. InsyaAllah. Okay, guys, question guys. Saya nak you all tanya question shoot untuk Abang Dan. Kita shoot Abang Dan hari ni. Kita perah dia otak sikit lagi. Ada soalan?
Go ahead.
Come on. Kita nak tanya soalan-soalan. It is about business, about relationship pun you boleh tanya Abang Dan. You tak nak tanya image, you can tanya dia. He's like from SIA, SQ. Kita panggil dekat Singapura ni SQ. Siapa-siapa yang datang daripada SQ ni, dia punya standard dia lain sikit. Sebab dia training dekat SQ ni dia lain sikit. Dia memang world class punya. Sebab dia bukan hanya world class tau. Dia leader in world. Dia leader tau. That means not just world class as a world class, but they are leading world class. So SIA is always a brand that is like world class. So of course, their punya training, the people that they are actually going through their training is like tip top. That's what I notice. Some people that I meet who actually ex SIA, kan, and I see dia different. Dia punya work attitude dia thought dia, cara dia, like buat something totally different. They have a different class tau. Seriously bang, I bukan nak macam cakap abandan je, tapi ada few friends yang actually from SQ, yang diorang dah resign, diorang dah berhenti untuk buat dia punya own things, and I see dia punya attitude different, lain. Kan cara dia orang punya bekerja, cara berfikir dia, cara buat kerja dia. So standard tau. Dia memang kita pun macam lain lah dia orang ni. Dia bukan macam biasa-biasa. Dan bila kita selidik, dulu kita tak tahu tau. Saya tak tahu tau benda tu bang. Then I realise dulu dia SQ lah. Dia ni pun SQ lah. Patutlah dia orang ni lain sikit. Then when you come into the picture, Ben Abang Dan pula datang abang cerita pasal SQ apa. Baru macam is link balik tau. Oh okay. That means the training that they get in that SQ tu something yang very macam very powerful. Sama juga dengan orang yang pergi macam army tau bang. Saya tengok ramai yang keluar daripada army, they become very successful business people. Kan when they actually like use dia macam they become very successful because I think banyak strategi dekat army ni they use in their business one, and the discipline that they get in the army they do it in business. Macam kita ada satu lah
the right word. Disiplin abang.
Yes. Saya memang kalau nak disiplin memang Ami lah kan. Anak saya ni satu ni. Dia 20, dia kalau dulu main game tu, dia main game pagi petang siang malam. Sekarang bila Ami kau, dia bukan Ami, dia pergi Ami, dia pergi polis je training kan, dia national service. So dia orang punya training tu pun dah cukup dah.
Dah cukup dah.
Dulu manas lah nak bangun pagi, sekarang pukul 6 dah pergi dah. Kan, so I think the discipline is a training. And one thing that I like Singapore punya cara is also like macam like like involve them in that process kan. Itu pun very good. But bila dia pergi army ke dia pergi national service, dia balik ada perubahan lah. Kita nampak perubahan kan. So something yang good lah. Yes bang.
The way I see it, abang, is actually you are a very groomed person. So you should. That time I thought you also from SQ lah, because you're a very groomed person.
Hello bang. Tengok muka aku ni SQ. Dia boleh ke?
Kau baru cakap handsome. Babe. Kau baru cakap handsome. Yeah, but let me tell you something about what you have the skill. You are very groomed. Groom not only in terms of like outlook, you know about image, and you know about discipline. Grooming is about understand that you nak cakap marah tau. So you can become a keyboard warrior, tak kisah. But when people see you, see you in terms of visual, you nak cakap, you tak berani. You will filter yourself, you do something. That's groom. Abang Abu, you're like that. So my target is actually to see that all the Muslim people in yang rantauan kita, all the Muslim people in rantauan kita, whether Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, all these people to actually, and Thailand, they're natural. You see, Thailand, everywhere you go, they have the Sawadee Krab, everything. They are groomed. The thing. But sometimes they can be angry, they can be naughty as well, but they are very groomed. Sawadee Krab, everything. So this is my target. At the end of the day, all the service people in Singapore and Malaysia will be groomed, will be disciplined, because that's the only way to carry yourself all the way to your business life. Those people yang groomed, they get good husband. To all the women, listen to me. Those people who are groomed, cakap baik-baik, you get good husband and rich husband. Trust me.
Allah.
Trust me. There's a lot of cabin crew right now because they're groomed and they maintain groom. They married rich people. They married good people, and their life is good, better. So I advise all of you to groom yourself.
Betul. Banyak saya tengok macam Sundramoorthy punya bini pun is like stewardess juga.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot. Yeah. Betul. Correct.
Ramai yang maksudnya grooming is very important lah. Okay, good. Yes guys, nampaknya kita je berbual-berbual. Korang tak tanya soalan. Bila tak tanya soalan, kita ni berbual macam like banyak benda ni sebab kita tak jumpa lama ni. Jadi kita boleh berbual apa-apa kat sini.
Correct.
Bagus kalau you all boleh tanya some soalan. If you have any question about business, about finance, about wealth, you can ask. Wealth means can be anything, your health, like your
for those people in F&B, for those people in the service industry, our lockdown in Singapore is extended until the 21st of November. All right, so all of you have to tahan a little bit more, a bit longer. The end is the end of the tunnel is already seen. It's just that sometimes there's a leak in the tunnel. There's a leak in the tunnel, so you flow back a little bit, right? Just a little bit of backflow. But don't worry, guys. I said no. Stay with us. Stay strong. I said, no, this 21st we extend another time, two diners current continue, okay? And Malaysia, I noticed there's a lot of
Yeah, it's
improvement
dropped.
regarding your COVID
Yes,
cases. And
yes,
all my
yes.
Malaysian friend who's going back to Johor after this, I
Congrats.
say, congratulations to all the people in Malaysia. You've done very, very well. And then
Yeah,
that's attribute of people in the government, everybody
right.
participating in the
Yes,
MCO. So if your effort is paid off, okay.
right,
So I
right.
suggest right now all my friends who are my friends who are Johorians but living in Singapore working. First and foremost, thank you for your service. Without you, many of us businesses can just collapse.
Correct.
Yeah,
Close,
we need
close.
foreign worker. We were close and
We're
everything. We
close.
thank you for
Yeah,
making our economy grow, and I cannot thank you
right.
enough. Don't listen to all those people, the negative people who say that foreigner no good, you no good, everything. You
Uh-uh.
take their job. They're not doing the job that you do anyway. You work harder
Yeah,
than these
yeah.
people yang complain, right?
Exactly,
So
exactly.
secondly, not only I thank you, I want to say that soon you can go back, take this opportunity to spend time with the family, but come back lah, we need you.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think in Malaysia things are back again. I think most of the industries are opening up,
It
including
is.
the training one. The training, I think by December is going to be like so. Hopefully lah, because from what I get, I already get like 6 programs that been booked in December. Like in Malaysia. So it's going to be like again back to the like travel and all those stuff.
Mm.
But no choice because they want physical kind of like program. So I think December is already like open because dah set dah. Maksudnya dah ada
Yeah.
program dah. Saya akan ke Langkawi, ke Kedah, ke few other place Terengganu for this program, even Sabah included. So there'll be like 4 or 5 places during December. I'll be traveling for training lah, insyaAllah. Okay, so
Right.
I think that's what happening. Okay, and guys, kita dekat MCS, we also like have training. We have the next one. We are actually coming up on the 20 something, man, 25.
29 actually. So let me just confirm again.
29, yes.
Uh,
Right.
Yeah, it'll be
29,
29th of 29 next week Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Please come down and join
Okay.
us, our TLC, our training, learning and coaching. You
All
sign
right.
up on our we can find out from our Facebook page as well as
Right.
our website where we encourage you to join us regarding this training, learning, coaching. Sikit sebanyak also you will learn something during the thing
Yep.
of the sharing and how we do the coaching. Yes, so please come and join us.
Right. So this is online, so boleh. Apa ni bang, training kat Ipoh tak ada orang ajak aku lagi, jadi aku tak pergi. Ipoh aku tak pergi. Aku lalu je Ipoh. Aku tak turun. Korang tak buat training? Okay guys, I think it's interesting. We talk today, insyaAllah kita ada sedikit masa lagi kalau kita nak sambung, kalau ada soalan untuk Abang Dan juga Abang Abu kat sini. Kalau ada soalan-soalan boleh tanya. Kita basically hari ni kita just like santai-santai sikit, tanya-tanya sikit. Abang Dan, anything else that you want to like maybe kita borak-borak apa-apa yang you ada, something you nak borak?
That's
Abang
it. My training, coaching, as a personal capacity is closed. I only
Okay.
accept 40 coaches for 2022. I filled up all my 40 already. Right. I have to be honest. I don't have time because when I give coaching, it is full time. I give all my time to the thing, and I am expensive. I'm so sorry. It is $999 for the whole year coaching. I must admit, but I filled up already all my 40
Right.
coaching, so I don't have any more. So in order for you to take my time, I suggest all of you to come down to Muslim Coaches Association, where I actually volunteer my time to teach all of you. These are for free. As opposed to people who paid $999 to get a coaching. Okay, so you guys can get it for free by joining the Muslim Coaches Association. The membership is only $100, right, for 1 year. So and then by mid of next year, we will have a learning management system within the Muslim Coaches Association, and you will benefit more from your subscription. Now we haven't increased the subscription fee, even though we got LMS. However, LMS means what do you call that?
Learning management system.
Management system,
Yeah,
LMS.
system. Yeah.
Correct. So you can leverage on that particular thing. All right, so it's still $100. We haven't increased yet. If those of you who are not Singaporean, because this is called Muslim Coaches Association of Singapore, you can just associate member as only $50. Which is 150 RM thereabout, 150 RM thereabout. Okay, and then you will get the same benefit, almost the same benefit, except that some important courses you have to pay a little bit, while it's free for all the members.
Right, right. Yeah. Okay. That's a very apa ni? Yeah. You can actually like see us lah. So many coaches there. You can actually get along with them, and you can meet with them and all those stuff. Inshallah. Okay. And I also like have something that I want to like share on this 20.
Yeah.
This is basically on
Very
the
good. Yeah, masa 10, correct.
24th of October. It's like 9 p.m. Is creating wealth through property with brother Sazali Sarwan. All right, so I'm going to be there. You can check out on my Facebook. Dia punya link untuk kita register. Inshallah, that's free on the 24th of October, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. We have networking and we have some expo also going on. Okay, guys, I think that's all for today lah. Inshallah, bang. Saya rasa kita ni abang ada soalan lah untuk abang. Apa yang abang dan bisnes tu soalan dia. Apa abang dan bisnes ni tu.
I have two running business at the moment right now. So apart from my company called Be Halal, if you download the app, it is actually e-marketplace. So look out for Be Halal or b-halal.com. That's my business. Okay, I'm the co-owner. And secondly, is actually I do coaching. I'm a business coach, but my concept is grooming. So I groom the person attitude from everything. Okay, so the person that graduate from my course or my coaching, they will be very well groomed, very well dressed, a complete salesperson. Because I teach two things in my coaching: power of closing, power of negotiation. Power of negotiation. Ini dah penat ni. Ini dah penat. Kamu dah penat. 9:30 12 jam. Okay, power of negotiation and power of closing. So these are the two things that I will teach all of you. Okay.
Alright, tu sedikit Balatip. Okay tu Abang Dan ada Bihala ni saya pun pernah kita dalam Bihala punya show during Ramadan punya bazaar and everything. Okay, you can check it out, you can download in fact. Alright, so ada lagi soalan ke? Kalau tak ada, I think that's all. Saya pun dah macam penat, Abang Dan pun penat hari ni. Dah mula nampak lah kan. So I think
tersasul-sasul dah.
Sasul lah. Aku mata dah macam lain macam, tak tahu kenapa hari ni macam sebab saya tengah 2-3 hari ni kita bangun pukul 4 lebih, lepas tu kita tak tidur, tengah hari tak tidur, so sampai malam. Jadi it's just ni. So tomorrow is going to be another day. Lepas tu saya ada 4 hari punya program dengan Perlis kat sana. So it's going to be like pagi sampai petang, like 4 hari punya program. So kita kena bersiap ni, semangat ni.
Semangat. Okay, speaking of semangat, 24 hari bulan join Abang Abu and Property
please.
How to Grow My Business.
Betul.
So if people ask me, Abang Dan, how did you make your money and my wealth? 70% of my wealth come from property. I just want to share with you. That's all I can say. Okay, I don't want to say anything, but 70% of my wealth come from property.
Right, property. So it's definitely something to look into, insyaAllah. Okay, Bang Dan, thank you very much for today punya session. InsyaAllah kita akan jumpa lagi. Semua yang hadir pada hari ini, kita ucapkan terima kasih juga kepada anda semua. Alright, insyaAllah kita akan berjumpa lagi di next session bersama dengan Abang Abu dan juga Abang Dan, insyaAllah. Next week, insyaAllah. Alright, Wednesday Wealth is going to be like weekly affair. So hopefully you all can join us with more interesting topic yang kita akan bincangkan. Alright, bang. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Best.